Hello my foodie friends, welcome back to my channel Next in Food. Welcome to my Facebook page Next in Food and my IG page Next in Food. Today I am going to be showing you how to make porridge. Now porridge is a very important part of the Jamaican diet. Every Jamaican at some point in their life had porridge for either breakfast or lunch or even dinner. Now, porridge was passed down to us from our African and somewhat English heritage. However, I think the African bring the spice to the party and the mix to the party in terms of some of the stuff that we used to make a porridge, like banana and other ground provision. So today, I'm very happy to share with you one of the porridge that I make for my family. Okay, and it is called a bulgur pumpkin banana porridge. Okay, I'm sure my kids have an acronym for that and we will share that on the recipe. So let's look at what you need for this particular porridge. Now we're going to use bulgur. Now bulgur is a wheat. It looks like this before it gets soaked. Okay, now bulgur is something that, like many of Jamaican cuisine and ingredients, is imported, but we take it and make it into our own. So bulgur we use in porridge in Jamaican, we use it in rice dishes, and we use it by itself. And today I'm using it to make porridge with banana. Now this is what it looks like when it is soaked. So all I did was to pour some hot water on this, approximately half cup of bulgur yields this when it is soaked. So now we have 1 cup of soaked bulgur. We have green bananas, pumpkin. I love to sneak a serving of vegetable in when I'm making food for my kids. We need some spices when we're making porridge. One of the things that my mom always uses is orange peel. The flavor of the orange peel just gives the porridge a nice vibe. Also, the mase from the nutmeg, that bread membrane thing that is on the outer shell of the nutmeg. Don't throw it away, you put it in your porridge. In here, we have cinnamon powder, vanilla for the porridge, some salt, freshly grated nutmeg is the key to porridge, some sweetness. This is brown sugar. Most Jamaican households use brown sugar. We use it in everything. We love it. So we use it to sweeten our porridge. Feel free to use granulated sugar if that's what you like. Now we have some other starches that we're going to be adding to the porridge. I have a half a cup of instant oats. This is going to help to thicken up the porridge. I have some quinoa. This is 1/4 cup of quinoa. Quinoa is one of those super grains. It's one of those grains that is said that has complete protein. This is fairly new to Jamaica, but I'm sure if you're not a Jamaican and you're abroad and you're watching this, you can easily find quinoa in the grain aisle in the supermarket. And this is some flour. Now traditionally we would have just used flour into the banana porridge, but I like to mix it up, so I'm using oats, quinoa, and also just a little flour. Over this side I have some coconut milk that we're going to be adding to the porridge, and of course banana. Banana, this is what it looks like before it is peeled. This was in the fridge, so it starts to take on a brown color, but this is green banana, and if you leave this out it will turn a bright yellow, which is ripe banana. So this is a fairly large banana, so I'm using 2 peeled bananas. Do not use the bananas in the skin. Now let's put this together. Now all we have to do is to put it in a blender. In this blender I have 1 pint of water, and on my stove I have another pint of water boiling. Now to this I am going to be adding the banana, the pumpkin, the bulgur, the oats, the quinoa, and the flour. But before I do that, I want to add the spices to the boiling liquid along with the sugar. I like to add the sugar in first so that it can melt into the boiling liquid. I also like to add the spices so that we can extract the flavor. So I'm going to take my cinnamon over I like to add that early, and the orange peel and nutmeg mace along with the sugar. So you're gonna come with me to the stove. So I already have a pot with a pint of water boiling. I'm just going to add the orange peel, the cinnamon powder, and the sugar in. And that is just going to come back to a boil, and the sugar is going to melt. In the meantime though, I will be blending the remaining ingredients for the porridge. So let me just grab a knife. So I'm gonna cut the bananas, just cut them in smaller pieces and put them in. This is 2 large bananas. In goes our pumpkin. Now this is something I like to add. I like to ensure that my family have at least 1 serving of vegetable in every meal. And the pumpkin is a good starch. It's a good complex starch like all the other ingredients. And porridge for us in Jamaica, we usually eat it for breakfast because it is very inexpensive. It's easy to make. A little goes a long way, and it keeps you full until lunchtime. This is the soak bulgur I'm adding, so that goes in. Soaking the bulgur first allows the porridge to cook faster. Now I'm going to add my instant oats, my quinoa, and also just a tablespoon of flour. What the flour does, it gives it a nice smooth texture, and I really like that texture. We're going to leave the milk for last, the vanilla. The salt is going to go in now, so I'm just going to put it in. Salt is very important. It helps to bring all the flavors together, and the fresh nutmeg will go in last. Now I talked about the orange earlier. This is something that I see my mom do, so I always put it back in. So all I did was just to peel a few peel of the orange, a fresh orange off, and put it in the porridge just to add some flavor. Now I'm going to take this to the blender, and we're going to puree this until it is nice and smooth. Okay. Have it pureed out. Before I add the pureed banana and bulgur, I am going to be adding some cinnamon leaf. Cinnamon leaf, this is a tree that grows in Jamaica, and it literally smells like cinnamon. We buy this in the market. It kind of looks like a bay leaf, but it has a cinnamon smell. I'm going to put that in. And now I'm going to add our porridge mixture. Now again, this was our blended quinoa, banana, pumpkin. Because this is starch, once you add it in, it's very important that you stir as you pour. So keep stirring. This porridge has a beautiful, beautiful texture from the bulgur. It also has a little bite from the quinoa. Now the quinoa is not a traditional ingredient. I like whole grain, so I like to just make sure that I have all the fibers I need at the start of the day. It keeps you full. It keeps me focused because my days are very, very long. And I also would like to make sure that I have a serving of vegetables. So that's why I like to put some pumpkin in. And besides that, the pumpkin gives it a fabulous yellow color, as you can see. Now that this is all mixed in, I am going to cover it and allow it to cook. And this will only need to cook for 10 minutes. I'll see you back in a bit. Our porridge has been cooking for 10 minutes now. So it's a perfect time to add the remaining spices and flavoring and milk. So I'm gonna go ahead and add our freshly grated nutmeg. Let's put that in there. A tablespoon of vanilla and coconut milk. Now I am using coconut milk because I'm lactose intolerant, but you can feel free to use whatever milk you like. Please note, if you're going to use condensed milk, you can omit the sugar because the condensed milk is usually sweet, but the sweetness of the porridge depends on your preference. I'm just sharing my family recipe with you and hoping that you will try it. You see how creamy that is with a little texture. This is our cinnamon leaf. We like to leave it in to get maximum flavor result from it. Now this is ready because the coconut milk is cooked coconut milk. So there's no need to cook the porridge for much longer than 5 minutes more after you add the spices. Now it's a good time to taste. So I like to just taste the porridge. Make sure. Now this is how my mom tastes. You just taste it like this or taste it with a spoon. You're tasting for flavor. You want to make sure that it has enough sweetness for you. You want to make sure that it is balanced with all the flavor in. You can taste it and you can add as much vanilla as you like. You can add a little bit more salt, but this is perfect. So there's no need to add anything else. So 5 minutes has passed. I know it's time to just enjoy this beautiful porridge. Now this is a consistency you want to have. If it is very thick while it is hot, it means that it's going to be overly thick when it cools down. I don't like my porridge hot. I like to allow it to cool before I enjoy it. So usually I just share it out and let it cool so that the kids can enjoy it. And by kids, these are teenagers. They have been eating this porridge from their babies. So remember, porridge, it's a big part of our Jamaican food culture. We have it in the morning mostly. It is made with lots of complex carbohydrate, good carbohydrate, and it keeps you full. It's very, very inexpensive. So this is something I'm encouraging you to try. And you know, porridge is getting a moment. So please do try this recipe. Post a picture on my Instagram page at Next in Food. Share the video, like the video, subscribe to my page on YouTube at Next in Food. That is NEXTINFOOD. And the Instagram and Facebook angle is the same. I am Simone Walker Barrett, and I thank you for coming into my kitchen and learning how to make one of my family's favorite porridge, and that is our bulgur pumpkin banana porridge. Have a good day.